everybody, this is Peggy for Cropstop.com, and today I want to show you what Cosmo Cricut has come out with. They're giant glue dots, real big, all different sizes. I call these snot dots, that's just what I call them. Anyway, they have a couple of different packages you can get. This one is 12 in it, and there's 4 3-inch ones, 4 2.5-inch ones, and 4 2-inch ones. So I would tell you to buy this pack over this pack unless you really are into the 2-inch ones, because you're going to get a nice variety. So this is my pick of the litter, so to speak. And the other pack they have, you get 12 2-inch circles. I don't know if you can really tell without having anything behind them, but they're these clear, big, giant glue dots. So let me just show you what we're going to do with some of them. Some of the things you can do. Here's one thing I did. I took this string. I actually bought this just to tie around some crafts for the Girl Scouts, and so it was this little colorful string, and I just wrapped it around in a circle and made a flower, kind of a flower, I guess you'd call it. This one, I used a little bit of, I think this was like a burlap string, made the center, and then I just took ribbon to put here and put those on the edge to make it look like it was the leaves. And what we're going to do tonight, I want to show you, is with paper. I made this big one. I'm actually going to use this on a scrapbook page. So I want to show you how to do that one. And look at this. This actually turned out to be one of my favorites, and you're not going to believe how I did that. Well, let me get started here and show you some of the stuff we can do. Now, the first project I did, I used some nice heavy cardstock. It's actually printed scrapbook paper, and it was 12 inches, of course, and I cut it 1 inch. And then I don't know if any of you have one of these Tim Holtz little tools. It's to distress the edges. They are awesome. You can get these at Cropstop, and it's so super simple to use. There's like a little razor blade in there, and you just pull it towards you like so, and you just start distressing the edges. And this is going to be really good when I get it on the flower itself. I can use some distress ink and ink up the edges. So let me just real quick do this, and we'll go to the next step. Alright, we got that all nice and distressed there. Isn't that awesome? I just love that look. Now, when I started my flower, I covered the center back up so I wouldn't pull that back off of there, mess it up and get little dog hairs or anything on it. What I did in the beginning, I hope the camera can pull that in there, I tore off the edge so that it would still look distressed where I started again. And all you want to do whenever you're tearing and you want to be able to see the little white edge to be able to ink it is tear towards yourself. So that's all I did. My most expensive tools, my hands. And I'm going to tear off a little piece here. Then all I'm going to do is start right where I ended on my flower, and I'm just going to put it about halfway. Actually, that's a little bit wide. I'm going to tear this one in half, just because now that my flower's gotten smaller. That won't take but a second to rip that right down there. That'll just give me more cover to the flower. There we go. So I'm going to go about halfway right there, and then I'm just going to lay it down so maybe the camera can get situated there. And then I'm going to start pleating it and make sure that half of my paper is stuck on the Gluber. And you just go all the way. Can we kind of see how I'm crimping? I don't know. My hands are probably going to be right in the way. But I'll do some and let you kind of see what they're going to look like. So I'm just bending. I don't measure because this is supposed to be like a distressed looking flower. There you go. And we're going to go all the way around. And then I'll do the same thing again. I'll take another piece, tear it on the edge, and just keep on going. So there you are. Okay? So let me just real quick grab another hunk here, because I want to show you how I inked up the edges. So we're just going to start it again, right there on that spot, crimp it, and just keep on going. Now, I am missing a little spot right there. I'm not sure if that'll really matter. It might. So I can always go back in and stick a hunk in there. I'm going to tear this so it's facing me. And I can stick it right in there so it works. Now, to get this look on the edges, I simply took, of course, my distress ink, and you just ink up the edges. You can do a little or you can do a lot. Now, I will use these on a scrapbook page, so later on you can check the blog and they'll be on there so you can see what I did. And that's all you do. Now, if I had another button, which I forgot to bring a button, I would put a button here. Now, the one thing I'll tell you is, if you can see, there's a lot of dimensions, so my button's not going to be able to stick down on that Gluber, so I would just bring in a hot glue gun and put a little spot there and stick my button on it and call it a flower. So these will look really cool. Oh, I pulled that one apart. These will look really cool. I don't know how I did that, but I sure did pull it right apart. I'll fix it later. I'm going to put those on a scrapbook page, so we'll show you that. So that's one tip. Then, like I told you earlier, this I absolutely love. You know what that is? It's an old chenille blanket, and I had an aunt that gave me a little hunk of it. So I cut a strip, and do you remember, distress stains, just love them. I decided to try it on here, and all I did was start pressing on it like so, and inked it up, because obviously it's ink in there. And then once I got it all inked, I let it dry. And I actually just let it dry overnight because I wasn't going to sit up and use the heat gun. And I did it exactly the same way. So I would first tie a knot in the end of it here. This is a little fat on this side. Like so. Cut that piece off there so that I have like this little nub to start with. I'd put it in the center of my Gluber, and I just started rolling until I went all the way around and kept going and going and going and going. I'm not sticking it on there because I want to ink it up first. And I just kept going until, voila, I got that. Now here's the cool thing. It's adhesive on the back, and you'll be able to tell the difference. Let me bring one in here. When you go to peel these apart, one side comes off really easy. See how easy that was? That's the side you're going to start on. Just makes life easy. Then when I'm all done, all I have to do is go back here and peel off the back, and now this is adhesive on the back. So I think what I'm going to do is to put a piece of cardstock behind there or chipboard, and I'm going to make myself a pin. And I'm going to hang that on my apron when I go and teach my classes. Is that like too stinking cool? Alright, so there you are. So you can use fabric, your distress stains, your distress inks. Well, you could use any inks, I suppose. Ribbon and twill. Now look at this. This is this really awesome ribbon that we have at Crop Stop. And this would be so cool on like one of those shabby chic. I hope I said that right. This is that two-tone ribbon that we carry. I'm not sure if the camera will really be able to pick it up. I just started twisting it and sticking it on there just any old which way to make like a little rosebud. And I loved it because of the variegated look in there. I just thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be so pretty. And I'm just going to go all the way around the same way until I get the shape that I want. And hook it on a page or a card. Maybe I'll make another pin. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, look at that. You could stick some little pearls in there. Oh my goodness. Too awesome. Let me show you one more quick thing. You're not going to believe this. I decided if it's a big giant glue dot, then why can't I put glitter on it? So I took one of my big ones that I had kind of messed up because it folded over on itself. I wasn't paying attention. And I sprinkled some of our little, this is the Sparkle and Sprinkle glitter. Put that on there. And I just punched out two smaller circles and stuck them on there just so you could see. You could even use glitter. Is that like too stinking cool? Well, I think that's everything I can show you today. Make sure you stop over at cropstop.com and get yourself some Glubers. And if you can't remember what they're called, just write in the little message spot, snot dots, and Haley Jo will know what you're talking about. All right, you all have a great night. Bye.